zero money. Like if you took all the money you have and all the money your husband has and you added it all up and then subtracted it, that's how much is in my bank account. There's nothing in there. And if you would have told me like 2 weeks ago I'd be sitting in your house right now showing you knives, I would have said you're insane. And then if you would have told me I had to buy the knives myself to show them to you, I would have said you're more than insane because I have no money. Like I literally have nothing. But you know what? I went into my interview at this job and they showed me the product and I was like, I am going to find a way to get this because it's really that amazing. And so this one's mine. It's not like one that like I purchased this myself with my own money. So I need you to be careful with it. Don't drop it, please. Whatever you don't drop it. Please don't rub your finger across the edge. People always want to test it with their finger, and I just don't want you to get blood on my knife. That's not good. Kaka will beat your finger. And you know, and so can I trust you with my knife?
Sure.
Okay, here you go. All right, so. There she goes. They always do the same thing. Okay? That's how I hand them my knife. Okay? And so, I'll take it out.
Is there water back?
I want you to hand it to me the right way so I don't kill myself. Alright, so that's how I do that. Every single time, that's how I hand them my knife. Do you see how I've created value? By the way, can you all of you say the exact same thing I just said? And yes, okay? Can you see them? All I'm doing is sharing my enthusiasm for the product with them, okay? And that, isn't that what you guys, you could say the exact same thing and be telling the exact truth, okay? You've bought the knives unless you decide to bring it back, okay? So you came up with the 152. Guys, you finding 152 is just as hard as them to come up with 992, okay? Just understand that. But why did you find the 152? Because you had a desire to work here, okay? So you found a way, all right? When they have a desire for the product, they will find a way to afford it themselves. I don't have to worry about this. You know how you know if you're doing a good job? If the customer starts saying things like this to you at the end, look, I can spend about $300 here. What can you do for me? That means that they want it and they're trying to find a way to afford it and you're doing a good job. Okay? So you got to build more desire. So just to go over what I just did. So here you go, Bushman. Hold on a second. I'm creating desire, right? I keep doing that. I'm taking for it. Alright, so I know what you give it to me. Okay, like I make them want it, okay? Are you guys unrolling all your knives in your demo? Stop that, okay? Do not do that, all right? So I just wanted to catch some people saying yes, all right? So leave your knives in the bag, leave them rolled up in the burrito, good, okay? And so, you know, so I go, Mr. Jones, the next one you said is the parent knife. It's amazing. I love this thing. It's got a nice long handle, and hold on a second, let me get it in my bag. It's really cool. You're gonna love this one. It's awesome, right? Get it, okay? You know, and sometimes I fumble in my bag. I have it in my hand, but I'll fumble around on the floor, and I'll be like, oh, here it is, okay? And I take it out, and I go. And sometimes I'll present it. I'll go like this, okay? Because it has value, okay? I'm creating value. You ever see them bring out jewelry? How do they bring out jewelry? They just take it and throw it on the counter? No, they take it out. Okay, and they display it because they're selling you something of value, okay? If you just take the knives and throw them on the table, then they're like, well, how can that have value? Why would I want that? But I'm sharing my enthusiasm for the product, and that's how you get people to buy, okay? So you have to create more desire. By the way, after I just got finished telling them, I'm a college student, I have no money, but I found a way to afford it, can they tell me I'm a married couple and we have 2 jobs and we can't afford it? No, I've taken care of that. I said it first. Okay? Whoever says it first wins. Okay? So you just have to make sure you say all 5 of these things before you get to the point where you say, would you like to buy?
So is that a guaranteed sale if you say all 5?
Yes. That's why our reps have, no, to 20% that don't buy no matter what. But 80% of our, some of our representatives have 80% closing ratio. You're looking at one to back. Okay? Because they know how to affect these people and they run into those people and they do a lot of demos. Okay? So it's really that simple. Alright? So can't afford it. Bye-bye. We just took care of that. Alright? So cut a lot of food, tell a bunch of stories, tell them you own Cutco. Build, actually even put paint pictures in there, paint more pictures, okay? You gotta sell the product, sell the sizzle, not the steak, okay? You know, when they bring out, you know, ever been to Fridays or something, they take out that sizzling fajita, okay, right? So they walk through the whole restaurant, right? Smoke going, everyone's like, oh, okay? You know why? Because that's the most expensive thing on the menu most of the time. And why? Could they let it cool off before they bring it out?
Yeah.
Of course, but they want people to go, wow, what is that? It smells good. Okay, I want one of those, all right? They're selling, if they sat there and said, this has the perfect gray bead on it, this and that, and they tell them all the facts. People don't buy facts, okay? Stop trying to sell people facts. They don't care, okay? They want to sell, they want desire. You know, you have a nice necklace on. Why did you buy the necklace?
I wanted it.
Because you wanted it. You didn't go, did you ask them, how did you make the clasp? What kind of steel, what design, what machinery was used to design this? No, okay? You go, I like it, I want it, I'll buy it, okay? So you have to make them want Cutco, okay? Not just tell them some simple facts, okay? Sell them on the product, don't just tell them that. All right, now, so that's abstract. Now, can't afford it, by the way, could be, there's only two what we call drop-down objections. Can't afford it is a drop-down objection, and so this is a drop-down objection, and can I get pieces is a drop-down objection, okay? Like these are ones that they might not be able to afford a homemaker, that's fine, okay? So we're not saying everybody should be able to afford Cutco, but they can afford Cutco. There's a difference between affording a homemaker and affording Cutco, all right? So they always can afford Cutco. And can I get pieces is also, they might not need a carving set or something like that, okay? That's fine. These are not drop-down objections. Showing them smaller sets because they say these things is not going to help. If they don't think the homemaker's worth $9.92, why should I think the spatula sprayer is worth $54 or $51? Okay, this has to do with desire. Okay, I don't want it bad enough. Too expensive has to do with value. I don't think it's worth that much. Now, if you do what I teach you right now, you will never get too expensive again, ever. You have to destroy this one before you get to the end, okay? So, now if I talked to you on the phone already, I know I spoke to a couple of you. If I already told you the answer to this next question, don't answer, okay? Should you be saying the word expensive a lot in your demonstration?
Yes.
Yes.
I just told you. Did I talk to you that already? Okay? Okay, so yes, I told you that already. That's why I was specifically speaking to you. All right, so yes, you need to be saying expensive in your presentation, a lot, okay? And some of you guys are not, okay? You have to tell them it's expensive. If you were selling a Lamborghini, wouldn't you tell them it's got the most expensive interior leather in the world, and it's got the most expensive system, and it's got the most expensive steering, and it's got the most expensive this? Why? Because you have to tell them the Lamborghini is going to cost you $1.2 million. So you have to build up price. See, here's the thing. Customers don't know anything about knives. So if they're not educated about knives and they've never heard of Wusthof or any other good knife company before, well, they're used to spending. So here, customers automatically know. They automatically know that you're not showing them junk. Okay, they figure that out pretty fast. All right. So they go, okay. They came over. They're showing me knives. All right. Immediately they try to figure out how much do these knives cost. That's what they do immediately. So the first thing they do is they say, okay, our set of knives costs. How much did we spend on our set of knives? $50, $100, okay? So what could a good set of knives cost? Now, if they don't know anything about knives, what do they think a good set of knives costs?
$200.
Yeah, $200, maybe $300, right? So they're thinking like $200, $300. And if they think $200, $300, and then you say $9.92, what are they going to say to you? This is too expensive. Okay, that's way too much. Okay, so that's how it goes. Now, can we change what the cost is? No. But can we change what they think the cost should be? Absolutely. Okay, no, it's still $9.92, no matter how you break it up. Okay, so it's always going to be $2.92. Can't remember payment plans. I'm glad you said that. Do payment plans handle too expensive? No. Okay. If I tell you here, I'll sell you this pen for $5 grand, Wasim.
Break that up.
You want it? Okay, I'll break it up $500 over 10 months. Break it up, 5 years. You give me $100 a year. No. Okay, so no. Okay, no matter how many payment plans I give you, they're not going to buy it because it's $5,000 is too much for this pen. Does that make sense? So make sure you listen to what the customers are saying, because a lot of times reps just make up their own stuff. Like the customer says, "Oh, I can't afford it." They're like, "Well, we got a 15-day trial period." How does that make that affordable for me? Okay, like you can't just answer random stuff. Like if I was like, hey, what color is your shirt? Oh, I'm 21 years old. Okay, well, where do you live? Well, I have a size 6 shoe. These are true answers, but they're not the answers to my questions. Okay, so if the customer's asking you certain things, you have to answer the question that they ask you. Okay, don't just I got to talk to my husband. Well, we have payment plans. What does that have to do with my husband? Okay, talk to me about my husband. Okay, so again, communication skills. We'll teach you more. All right. So anyway, so we're in too expensive land. All right. So we have to raise their expectation of price. All right. So let me show you how you do it. There's a sentence that you should say. You can write it right into your training manual later. Okay? And so actually, well, we can write down your notes right now.